What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I am Marcus.
And I'm Shelby.
And we are
Cruger's with the C.
Cruger's with the C.
What was up with that?
I'm just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I am feeling myself. Do you hear me?
Crunk, y'all.
I have been feeling myself this whole week.
So tell us why, honey. Why you been feeling yourself this whole week?
Listen, I'm finna turn my tassel to the left.
Get it?
My
to the
tassel,
left, to the
right
left.
now, my tassel is to the right. You hear what I say? But I'm about to turn that tassel to the left. Oh yeah, I'm about to turn it to the left.
I'm gonna have me an educated man.
I'm about to turn it to the left.
Educated man.
To the left, to the left. Oh yeah.
He's still crazy though.
I'm finna turn that tassel to the left. You heard him? I'm finna step across that stage. I might crip walk across the stage.
Please don't, cause I ain't gonna be able to help you up.
So you just had to go steal my joy, didn't you?
Hey, I'm just trying to make you not go viral.
No, that'll be good. Then I'll be like, Kruger with a C, baby.
Why'd he go down?
And I know sign language.
Oh gosh.
I'm gonna be like Kanye, you can't tell me nothing. Nah, nah, nah. Yeah. Anyway, we want to give a shout out to our top listener. We had a top listener this week.
Who?
Her name is Cynthia. I ain't gonna say your full name, but
Okay.
if you're listening, you know I talked to you all the way in Atlantic City,
Wow.
New Jersey. Yeah.
Jersey, baby.
Yeah. Atlantic City, yeah.
Cynthia, they call you Scent.
Scent, yeah.
Cat.
Yeah, we call her a lot of different names, but yeah. That's how I'm gonna talk now since I'm gonna be walking across that stage.
Oh.
Hey man, how you doing, bud? Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Hey bud, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, man. Hey, yeah. Let me tell y'all something. We're gonna get into this podcast, and we're gonna go ahead and give you a little insight about what this podcast is. The title of it is called "Heard It All Before."
That's why you've been singing that song.
Yes. So, you know, and I thought about that song. Who was it? Sunshine Anderson?
Yeah, I said Sunny.
But your lies ain't working now.
That was the jam. Y'all remember that
Nothing's
song?
hurting now. I had to shut you down. Now, you can relate this to a relationship. You can relate it to broken promises people made. You can relate it to a lot of different things. But we got a couple of different things we're going to relate it to.
Okay.
Right? But before that, we're going to give you a recap of our weekend. I have a story.
Story.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope you don't tell your story like this, though.
Yeah. You got to do your neck like this. Why? Yeah. You was clowning today.
No, that's you.
Okay, so we live in Florida, right? And in the area that we live in is festival time, right? So in a small town called Williston, Florida, they have this festival called the Crab Festival, and you know it's just it's a lot of food vendors, you know. And one thing I learned about festivals, black people, we gonna eat.
Good, too.
We gonna eat.
We gonna eat, and it's gonna be good.
We might not sell no clothes. We might not sell nothing, but we're gonna eat. We're gonna eat, and we're gonna have a lot of music.
Cars.
Right. So, well, this weekend I had to work, but I had time in between when I got off of work and when I had to go back to work to attend this festival. And there was one thing in particular that I was looking for. What was that, honey?
Some smoked mullet.
Smoked mullet. Listen, and maybe I wish I'd have never ate it because my first experience with smoked mullet was at a family event. And when I had the mullet, it was like, oh my goodness. It was like, OMG. Yeah. It was OMG, right? And I've been wanting some ever since. So my first experience with it, everything else was held to that standard.
Yes.
Right?
A very high standard.
So we go to this festival with one thing in mind: smoked mullet. Nothing else, just smoked mullet. I'm like, I know somebody gonna have some. So we get down there. It's only like 20 miles that we rode. So we get down there and boom, guess what I saw? Man, that's just how it felt too. Like everything went in slow motion. The sky got blurry. It was lights beaming around this sign that says Smoke Mullet. Everything went in slow motion, right? So I'm like, oh yeah. So I talked to the dude and he hyping it up. He is gassing it up. Like he was like, hey man, yeah, I don't use lighter fluid. I smoke it for 3 hours.
I don't play.
I don't play.
I don't play.
That's
I don't play.
I don't play.
I smoke it for 3 hours with my own seasoning. I don't play.
That's just what he said. So I'm like, yeah, this gonna be good. This gonna be good. So needless to say, I was like, okay, I don't want to just get here and get one, then be wishing I got another one. Mm-hmm. So I buy two. I go to the ATM to get money to buy two. So we leave the festival. I'm anxious to get home. I don't came home. I don't put my comfortable clothes on. I don't put on my good socks. I'm like, yeah, boy, I'm finna tear down on this smoked mullet.
He put it in the oven to warm it up.
I even took my time because normally I microwave it. I zap it. I was like, nah, this is going to be good. I'm finna put this in the oven. Let it get that good heat on it. So I sit down to eat. This fish was so doggone nasty.
Y'all, I felt so bad for him.
My spirit was troubled.
He was like, honey, give me some hot sauce. He was trying. He tried to eat it, y'all. He really did. He was like, it's just nasty. But home skillet, he don't play.
He don't play.
Oh God, he used his own seasonings. I ain't trying any, but I don't know what his own seasonings was. But
it didn't taste like nothing.
He was so upset. If y'all could have saw his face, y'all would have felt sorry for him.
Do you know that it's been years since I've been wanting some smoked mullet? Years, like over 3.
He didn't play.
I'm like, this dude sound like you know what he talking about. He talking about he don't use lighter fluid. He just smoke. He start his fire like with just like little like regular stuff. Not, you know what I'm saying? No fluid, no chemicals.
Yeah, he talking about I had 80, now I'm down to 25. When they gone, I'm gone.
He should have left early.
He didn't play.
He should have left early because I was mad. Listen, I wanted that fish so bad.
What you did with the other one?
I don't know. It's probably still in the refrigerator.
Oh, gosh.
I done got this dude card. I done got his phone number and his name and everything. I'm like, oh, yeah. It was a total letdown.
I'm sorry, honey.
So that was my story.
He was so upset.
I was.
It was a promise that was broken, boy.
I heard it all before. See? That's a perfect segue, honey.
I got them segues for you.
Yeah, you do. You call you the segue queen. All right, so let's get into this podcast. Let's go ahead and discuss some of the things that we talked about. Do you want to lead, or would you like me to open the door for you?
You can open the door, honey.
Okay, so I heard this song, what we discussed, Sunshine Anderson. And I thought that it would be a good concept to talk about the things that we heard before, the things that we, we've experienced in life, and how do we deal with them? When you're dealing with maybe relationships or people who constantly lead you down the same road and nothing changes. Mm-hmm. Do you have any experiences with that?
Yeah, I mean, a range of experience, like in personal and at work. The main thing I really don't like is, my bad.
It's all good, but I'm glad that happened. So let's cover it a few different ways. Let's talk about work first. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about. I've heard it all before about work.
Okay. Situations where, higher ups may say certain things are going to happen, and it don't. Mm-hmm. And sometimes those certain things that they speak of may be beneficial to you, but it feels like they're just using that just to string you along. Yeah. And, something happened, or this is not going to work out this way, it's going to work out this way, and it end up not being beneficial for you at all.
I can attest to that because in my line of work, we went through a schedule change, and we talked about that here on the podcast. And this schedule change, it really wasn't a choice for us. And it altered our life completely.
Yeah.
It totally altered our life. And I'm like, who's making these decisions for us and thinking that it's best for us? They don't even know how we feel about it. But what I feel they did, the decision was made. And then they sent out a survey saying, how do you feel about this? Like, our opinion matters
after the fact.
But our opinion don't matter because you already made the decision.
Right.
You just doing that to cover your paper trail. And I just feel like wherever you are in a place of employment, you have to understand for yourself that these people don't care about your mental health. They don't really care about your family. Yes, I feel like they look at it like this. You applied for the job.
And they're willing to replace you, like,
in the New York Minute. So
they'll probably replace you faster than your obituary is printed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's sad, but it's true.
Yeah. So how does that relate to, like, heard it all before? Like, because we thinking, like, have we ever heard that? Well, I could say it relates to me because the same thing happening again. Now they're talking about reverting back to the old schedule that we was already on when they switched us. So I'm like, when people approach me with it, I'm like, listen, I don't want to hear about it. Whatever they're going to do, they're going to do. And I'm not going to allow that to take up space in my mind. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't let wherever you work at take extra space in your mind to create more stress for you, because that is not what you need.
Don't let it take extra space in your mind.
What I said?
You said take.
Yeah, don't let it take extra space in your mind. Don't. I try not to let it take no space in my mind unless I'm at work. When I'm off work, I really don't like talking about work. But like right now, I'm talking about it because it's a reason.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Yeah, and you have to understand, like, what you really, how I want to say this. You do your job for yourself. You do your best for yourself. You can't go around looking for man's approval. You have to do it for yourself, because I just realized that they're not going to approve. They're not going to appreciate, definitely with the situation that just happened this past week at work. You know, the team that I work with, we feel like we work so hard, and it was administrative day, appreciation day or something like that.
I didn't know that.
And we got donuts. And some people get taken out to lunch, and some people get they'll get another, like, flowers, and then like they'll get flowers, and then like the chair will probably take them out to lunch or breakfast and stuff like that. But we get donuts, and it kind of upset us. But I sit back and realize last year we didn't get anything. It was an afterthought, and it wasn't, it was an afterthought. We didn't get anything. Okay, I'm going to say we did get something, but when we got it, it was around 3:30. So it was an afterthought.
So it was like, oh, we forgot to do this?
Right. It was an afterthought. So this year we get something, and yes, it was disappointing too, but at the same time, we have to realize we are not working for men. Right. We're working for ourselves. We're working for the glory of God. We just have we have to remember that. It's hard to.
It's real hard.
It's hard to.
Because I know sometimes I ain't gonna lie, I don't talk to myself in that manner.
Yeah, I don't either. It takes me a while to get to that point, because we have vent sessions. That's what we call them. And it seemed like we work so hard, and if we slack off just a tad, somebody running the tail. Right. And that's very frustrating to us. But then again, we know what we're doing right. Because we know that they're going, and it's slander, because it's not true. Y'all can go run and tell this one thing that probably happened every blue moon, but y'all ain't telling what we doing when y'all calling us, asking us questions, and we're guiding y'all through, or sometimes we just do it because it's been sitting in your inbox for so long, and it's like it needs to be done. So we just have to remember, and I know it's hard, because trust me, I ain't like that either. But I think that's just something that we have to pull out of ourselves. We have to remember to do that.
Yeah, but I think it's also starve one, feed one. You know, discernment. You know, you have to keep God at the forefront of your mind.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you're liable to go AWOL. But I'm trying to, let me slow down because I got a lot on my mind. So how you say you have to pull certain things out of you, and this, when you do everything right, that one thing you do wrong. I'm thinking of instances at work when this one individual totally disregarded what he was supposed to do. He was told to do one thing, he didn't do it, and the person working with him had to pull his weight. He did what he wanted to do. Then when I did what I wanted to do, this same person tried to go and tell on me.
Yeah.
But it didn't work for him. You know, and that's the thing I'm talking about. Like, don't let these jobs stress you out.
Right.
And that's all I had to say about that, because I want to move on to some other topics, but it's you can't let these jobs stress you out.
Yeah, because it's always something bigger.
Right.
You know, you always have to remember too that misery loves company. You can't let those individuals or that situation suck you in, because that person or that situation wants you to be miserable too. And you also have to be thankful that you got a job, because it's hard out there.
Yeah, and this one thing I had to understand. In the place of work, people have, if you're a supervisor, if you're a boss, you have to understand that you're not the boss of that person. You're the boss of that position. You have to learn how to separate the person from the position, because everybody here is probably over 18. I'm grown, you're grown. First of all, you're going to approach me like a man first. I'm going to approach you like a woman first. I'm not the boss of you. I'm the boss of this position. So once people understand that they are not the boss of people, they're the boss of a position.
Yeah, and you're a leader.
Yeah.
You're a leader.
But
yes.
I don't think people I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either, because I think that you have to have certain skills to be a boss. And meaning you have to be a leader, and you have to lead your team. You cannot boss your team.
Right.
Just because you have that title don't mean that that's what you do, like literally, like you boss people around.
Right.
No, you have definitely, if you came from that position, if you came, it's like, you know how this used to be. Please stop being big-headed or bougie, or, you know.
People don't leave jobs because of the bosses. The jobs, they leave because of the bosses.
Not feeling appreciated, too.
Yeah, I had like 10 people in the room. I asked them how many of them was happy. Nobody said. I think the highest rating I got was like an 8. And this was a person who had just started. Everybody else was like either saying 5, which is neutral, because 10 was the best, 1 was the worst. So they stayed at a 5 and 5 and below.
Well, and that's another thing too. We grown ups. We have that. We need our jobs, so we like put things aside and go in and do what we have to do. And that's sad. We can't go to work to enjoy it.
I don't think that's correct.
What you think?
I think that we should be able to enjoy.
No, I do. I'm saying a lot of us don't go to work and we don't enjoy it. I do think we should enjoy our job.
It's certain times that I do. You know.
But which one outweighs?
With my mind and my way of thinking, well, I'm gonna just be straight up. I don't.
You don't?
I don't. It's the one that outweighs is I don't enjoy when I go. Because there's so much misery. Like you said, misery loves company. It's hard to find the good in anything when it's so much nitpicking. Like, if you put me in this position, why don't you be quiet and let me do it? Don't come in behind me if you don't trust me to do it. Then don't put me there.
So you got micromanagement.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't I don't have that.
Yeah, you don't have that.
But we have some other similar situations, but we don't have
snitches.
Yeah, they get stitches. Hey, I don't care how old you is. I'll push you down and let you skin your knees.
Whole skillet. I don't play. But let's move on from work because I'm getting frustrated.
Okay, let's move on because you was crunk earlier.
What?
You was crunk earlier.
I'm gonna get back to it. I'm gonna get back to it. You better know it. I'm just waiting for the right time. I'm waiting for the right time. So let's move on and talk about relationship. Heard it all before. Mm-hmm. You've been there, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. What was some heard it all befores? What were some red flags that you knew? What were some things that you heard before and you constantly went for?
You mean like in like relationships, like with like boyfriend and girlfriend?
Yeah. Let's do it.
The one line that I hate.
Mm-hmm.
I'ma eventually whatever fill in the blank.
Ooh.
So I was.
You went for eventually line?
I did, and I broke up with that person, and then I got back with that person and spent 5 years of my life with that person, and it was continually eventually, and I was like, okay.
Well, eventually it does mean eventually, so
yeah. I learned my lesson. Hey, everybody go through it, but yeah, that's what I went through.
So you didn't think that was a red flag?
I did the first time, and I broke up with that person. And
so wait, when you first heard the what was the conversation?
I'm gonna eventually get a job.
Huh.
And I was with child.
Huh.
So I was like, okay.
So how did you feel at that moment?
I was like, I can't do this.
That's what you said, or that's what you thought?
Both.
And how long did this go on?
Until after I had the child. And then I went back.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never been that bold. But I always work, you know.
Yeah, I just thought that, you know, the child changed me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and matured me. I thought it would do the same. It didn't.
No, a lot of times that don't happen for us. Me, and I could be biased because I'm talking about myself, but I feel like I did what I was supposed to do. Mm-hmm. I handled business. Even though it said that I didn't, mm-hmm. even though I was drugged into the court, I still felt like, you know, it was certain things that I was doing that I should have been doing that I knew I had to do. Yeah. I felt the sense of responsibility.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and give a all negative report. Mm-hmm. I felt like, you know, it was like that in the beginning, and I guess it just got old. Mm-hmm. I don't know what happened, but, you know, I was that person giving the benefit of the doubt.
So now you don't get a benefit of the doubt no more, though.
I do. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's just my heard it all before right there. That's the major one in my life.
Okay, so that's funny because I was talking to somebody the other day and they were talking about their spouse and they said their spouse is crazy. I said, well, you saw that before. Mm-hmm. I said, you seen that. You knew this person was crazy. You just chose to ignore it for whatever reason. They're like, nah, it's just worse. I say, no, it's the same. Mm-hmm. Because I think a lot of times we think things change over time, but in actuality, they don't change. The signs there, we just choose to look at them different. Mm-hmm. We just choose to ignore what we see. Mm-hmm. So it's like you knew this was here, like, and that eventually, like, when do you set yourself up to believe the lie?
I think you do. I just think my situation was just all dumb because I set myself to believe the lie, but at the same time, I was out there hustling, if you know what I mean. Like, I always had one job, and after I had that child, I was like, I got to do something better because it was working at a store. Mm-hmm. So I went and got a state job.
Right.
And I went and got my education. But at the same time, I'm still fighting with this over here. Oh, I'm trying to believe this gonna happen. But I felt like at the same time I was setting myself up over here too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I think that's a lot that says a lot. Mm-hmm. You said you hustling, but at the same time you trying to believe.
Yeah.
That. So if anybody's listening that's going through something similar, did you feel uneasy about it? Let me ask you that. Did you feel like a certain way about it?
Yeah, because I felt like I was just trying to, what is the word? Overcompensate. Mm-hmm. And that's why I did everything. Like, I went back to school. I got a job. I just did everything. And that was like the toughest part of my life, because I would come home from school, go to bed at 2, and get up and go to an 8:30 job. So, and this child was some months.
Right.
So I think I was just, I don't know. I was just trying to make it better in my mind by what all I was doing. Oh, it's going to be okay.
Right.
I can deal with this little negative part. But truly and honestly, I knew.
So I feel like you was looking for somebody. You was doing something to better yourself. That person should have been there with you, trying to do something too.
Yeah. And
that's a good segue into my thoughts. I had an emotional day today. Mm-hmm. And this is a little off topic. This is a little off subject. But I sent you a text this morning.
Yes, you did. I remember.
And in that text, you want to read it?
I'm sure.
I read you a text this morning. And I don't know if I was in my thoughts, but like I've been preparing for this week for a long time, because this is my last week in this is my last week in school, and I'm dealing with some emotions, and I'm dealing with some thoughts like what's my next chapter in life. Mm-hmm. So what's this text that I sent you?
This may not seem important to you, or it may, but I'm happy that you and your friend will be hanging out this weekend. You have a friend that's been with you for a long time.
Right. Such friend, said friend. How long have you guys been friends?
Since the 6th grade. So
that's what, 12, 13?
I guess so.
And y'all old now, so...
I like how you slid that in there.
And y'all some cougars now. And this is off topic,
Cruger,
people. And
get it?
It's gonna get a little dark in here, because the light's gonna get turned down a little bit. But I was just thinking, like, you have a friend that is been a lifelong friend. Mm-hmm. I don't have no friends like that. Mm. When I really, truly think about it, the one person that I will consider that person, like, I'm talking about somebody I done argued with. We done fought. We done fought. We done had big disagreements. Mm-hmm. We done had moments where we was together and like we was there for each other. Mm-hmm. That person ain't here no more. And it's like, when I think about it, it's only one person that was a true friend to me. Mm. Like, I got friends now, but I'm just talking about, it's a difference. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was thinking about that, and it's like, I'm glad to see you to be able to hang out with somebody that means something to you, because when I'm thinking about heard it all before, even though you probably heard some stuff out of this person, but you saw the growth, mm-hmm. you saw the changes, you saw the evolution, and just when you was talking about how that person was just saying eventually, mm-hmm. but you was over here doing that. I was even thinking about this morning. I'm like, I was gonna say this for the graduation speech, but I'm gonna let you know now. I'm gonna give you flowers right now. Mm-hmm. That you're part of the reason I wanted to better myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Okay.
Because I'm like, man, my wife got a degree, and then I was at a job that I was like, yeah, I'm working here. It's a decent job. I can't complain about my job, mm-hmm. because it helps to provide. But I'm like, man, I want to match her. Mm-hmm. And then one day I'm just riding down the street and I see this sign, and then the first person I called was you. I was like, I want to go to school. Mm-hmm. And now look, we set standards for our family.
Yeah, we have.
So when you was saying that you was doing all of this stuff and that person was saying eventually, I felt like if you're doing something in a relationship or friendship or whatever, and you're evolving as a person, I feel like the people you around you should be trying to do the same thing.
Yeah, that made me think of Steve Harvey. This guy came and asked questions about his friends. You know, he's doing different things in his life, but his friends are saying certain things. And Steve Harvey is like, as you grow, you're going to lose certain people.
Right.
You know, and if they still doing the same thing that y'all was doing when y'all was younger, of course you're going to lose them because they're not understanding your growth. So therefore, It's time to find individuals like yourself that's willing to grow and shine and encourage you and just help you be better.
Circle got smaller. Everybody can't go.
Yeah, I think he said something like that too. Your circle will get smaller when you grow. And that's something that I think is hard for a lot of people to understand because we feel like we leaving them or, man, I grew up with them. And it's, you think all those things. But you can't let these people stop your growth because eventually they will understand.
Or they might not.
Yeah.
Because I still don't think some people, like, I think that when people start seeing you evolve and do better things, it turns into jealousy or hate.
Yeah, he think he better than everybody.
Right.
Nah.
Like I was talking, like this person that I'm referring to that was there for me. The last time I went and talked, I hadn't talked to him in years. And I'm telling you, you got to cherish the people that you got. Cherish those people who you go back years and years with, because I was emotional today. And it was like, dang, if it was one person that I would want to be out of all the people, I'm talking about people in my family, and even though he was part of my family, I'm talking about like grandmas. If it was one person that I would share this moment with,
it would be that person.
It would be him. Because I thought about the last time that I saw him, and it was just like out of the blue. I went to visit my mom. I said, no, I'm finna go see this person. And went over there, and we chopped it up. We talked, and we ended the conversation like we always do. I love you. And I'm talking about, it was just like, all right, we done reconnected. A couple weeks later, he was sent me a message. He was like, I got me a new car. Because he had went for a moment without a car. And, it's like, I'm like, yeah. I sent him a little inside joke text back to him. Not thinking nothing of it. Like, I'll talk to him later. Like, if I'd have capitalized on that moment, you know. But I'm glad that we reconnected. But it's like, out of all the people, he never hated on me.
Yeah.
He never said, even if he did say something that was messed up, we'll argue about it. And we'll apologize to each other. Like, we fought. And it's like, those are the type of people you need.
Yeah.
And it was like, now when you do stuff like that, certain people, it turns to jealousy or hate or resentment. And people just comparing themselves.
Right.
And you might not even be trying to live like that.
Right.
That might not even be your goal. And then people will bring that out and be like, well, they think this. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I know I went on a tangent.
That's okay.
But I'm just saying, it's like when you start to evolve, people should be evolving with you.
They should. You got to realize you may lose some people.
Yeah, and all right, so when you lose some people, do you keep trying to reconnect with those people? Do you continue to give them chances? Because at a point, I feel like you have to try to prove yourself to them.
Yeah, because that goes into another, I guess, category of broken promises and heard it all before. When you hang with people and you're so close with them and something happened, you may grow or evolve and you still try to connect with them and, invite them to certain things or reach out just to talk to them. And it's the same old. And I don't know about you, because I think we have this with individual people and we share people. You know what I'm saying? I still try to keep them involved.
Right.
Even though I know the answer, I just feel like it's not on my chest. It's not on my head or hands. I done put it out there. They know. And they can't say that we never invited them or included them.
But then I think about this. How long do you do that? How long do you keep extending? I guess I got the answer. Thank you, Lord. Okay.
What was the answer?
77 times. Like the Bible says, when you got to forgive somebody, you just, I guess you continue to, my mind, my fleshy mind want to say,
you
stop inviting them.
Yeah. Yeah, because.
But then, like, is that giving up? I guess that's just, no, you don't give up. You keep doing it, though.
I guess because it's still showing that you still love and care for them.
And love is what? Love is patient, caring. Love is kind.
Yeah, it is. And it also, I'm going to be honest, it also kind of hurts when you know you're going to get that rejection. You know you will. Or you're going to get that excuse.
But you're giving that benefit of the doubt.
And it hurts. It hurts. Because you know you're going to get it. But it hurts when you get it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because you already know. I already know I'm sending this invitation. I'm texting this information. I know what the response is going to be. And then you're like, hopefully they'll come or whatever. Child, please. It's the same thing. It's not the same thing. It's an excuse. It's just a different one. But the same action, I guess.
That made me think about Talladega Nights when Ricky Bobby kept leaving his daddy the tickets at the gate.
I never saw that movie.
Hoping that his dad would show up. And I think his daddy came to one. He finally came and got the tickets, but he sold them.
That's wrong.
But yeah, I guess you have to continue to extend yourself, to people, because that's like saying, look, I ain't gave up on you.
Yeah, I do think it's okay, like you told me earlier, to say something.
At a point, I do think you have to say something.
Yeah.
Because if you go without your feelings being resolved, then you might turn and start having resentment. Mm-hmm. Or you might start thinking a certain way.
Yeah, definitely when you used to be so close with that person.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it make you feel some type of way.
Like, that made me think, like, I have not been close to a person, like, not like that. Not to the state where I'm vulnerable. Except you.
I was just getting ready to say, me either, only you.
Mm-hmm. But you still have that friend.
Yeah. But we're like finally reconnecting. Because it's been a minute.
It's been a minute, but y'all been in contact too.
Yeah.
Y'all had fights.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a true friendship. The way you was describing your friend, it's the same thing with us. We done stopped talking, argued. We done, been there for each other. And, we just offered extreme things. I know one thing I offered was extreme. I even came to you about that. So, yes, I think that's a true friendship,
Yeah.
And it's like, even if you don't, to me, I guess this is weird. Even if you don't talk to them for a while, it seemed like when you do talk to them, it was just like yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's
you
not.
Just picked up. That's how it was with me and my cousin.
It's just like it was yesterday. It could be like 5 years, but we'll pick up and talk like I just hung up with the phone with her yesterday.
I know at least it was 3 years. No. Honey, it's been a long, matter of fact, the first person that I showed you to was him. The first person. Like, cause we used to work together, and
I'm special.
Yeah, you is special. Lord knows you crazy. But I remember, I remember when you sent me a picture. I like, yeah, cuz this right here. First person I showed you to.
What bitch I sent you?
You was working at University where you got fired from.
Oh no, you did.
Ooh. You got fired from that.
I got laid off.
No, you got fired.
I got fired.
Yeah, you got fired. Laid off is just a nice way to say fired.
Yeah, that's what I said on my in my interviews. I got laid off.
That's what you're supposed to say. I got fired. Why did you get fired, ma'am? Yeah,
because that job sucked.
Yeah.
And so did my boss.
Oh Lord, she talk about people. But that person was the first person that I showed you to, and he approved. But even though I was going to talk to you anyway, well, it was a lot of times, we share insight on different stuff, and we'll lead each other the right way. Mm-hmm. You still have that friend. Mm-hmm. You got that person, so appreciate the people that you got, and those are the type of people like that who not just going to tell you what you want to hear, who going to be straight up with you and be like, nah, man, you ain't got to worry about the hurt it all befores with them.
Yeah.
Now they might be going through some relationship stuff, and they be like, I'm leaving this time. Now you might have heard that all before.
Yes.
But as far as being real and being 100 with you, you're not gonna hear that from those type of people.
Nope.
So we talked about jobs. We talked about relationships. What we talk about friendships. What other things can you think of?
When you get food and it's supposed to be good. I don't play.
I don't play. That's got to be our new logo. Ooh. So now let's get a little transparent. Let's get a little deep. Let's get a little personal and invite the people into our relationships. Do you have any heard it all before from me? Come on, keep it real.
Yeah.
But first, let me say this. Don't get mad now. We can't get mad at each other because we ain't practiced this.
I guess, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me hear it. Wait. Okay, I'm ready.
I think it's just a typical thing. I think all men may do this when it comes to housework. Mm-hmm. Like if something broke in the house.
Right.
I get to it. I guess that's why women have honey-do lists, however you say it.
You don't even know how to say it.
I don't know how to say it. But yeah, I'm going to fix it. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to fix it. And I'm like, okay, sure. And then what gets on my nerves, the girls are coming to me about something. I'm like, yo, daddy right there. So, now that I'm prego, I don't do much. Something popped. Something popped out. Okay, yeah. You can say nothing, but if I go try to, Shelby, sit down.
What I'm supposed to let you do what you want to do?
Yeah. Yes.
No.
No. Something popped off on Kaylin's bed, like a railing or whatever. I don't know what it was in the bottom of her bed, and I was I was gonna go get it, but I had to lift the mattress, and I was like, I know I can't be lifting nothing, so I was like, well, tell your daddy, he'll have to do it, cause they just come to me for stuff, and so I told him tonight, y'all. Okay, so we're going to see how long.
I thought that I've been getting better.
You have been getting better now. You asked me.
That's because you're pregnant, but once you ain't pregnant no more,
see,
it's going to stop.
It's going to stop. Yes, exactly. But you asked me. So
I'm taking it. I'm listening.
So that's my eventualities or that phase. Those are my eventualities or broken promises with you.
No heard it all before us.
No heard it all before us. Mm-hmm.
Come home late.
Go ahead. What's yours?
Seem you better beat the sun. Oh yeah. Tapping up. No. I think that might heard it all before. It might get a little deeper and you might get mad, but
Lord, here we go.
I think just fully knowing that I'm gonna support you. Mm-hmm. I think sometimes that you think you in things by yourself, or that I'm not in tune to what you're saying, but I'm listening and I'm here.
Oh, okay.
But I think that sometimes your mind think other ways and other thoughts about me, and I don't think sometimes you think I'm fully here.
I'm trying to get better. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to what was the sermon? Feed one, starve one. I am trying. I don't know if you noticed, but I have cut out all social media.
Yeah.
I have started some other things, like some different plans, and trying to feed and trying to woosah a lot, and trying to see things differently.
You starving one, feeding the other.
Yeah, so it's just begun.
Let's give some context into that. It's basically talking about feeding your spirit, starving your flesh. So that's what we mean by starve one, feed the other. And that was a sermon that we heard on Sunday, because you have to be, this is spiritual warfare everywhere we turn. People we come in contact with everywhere is that. And I know that I see a lot of different stuff. And I'm not at the point to where I'm trying to be more accepting of people. But you got to be careful with that, because it could draw you in. But I ain't mean to cut you off. Finish. You say you was doing a lot of different plans.
Yeah, I found me a lot of different Bible reading plans or whatever. So I said I'm starving myself from social media and all stuff that's not necessary, and feeding myself with stuff that is necessary, because to be honest, this transition, this new thing that we have going on in life, this baby's coming, it kind of threw me for a loop. I mean, I was completely shocked. I know that I am young, but I feel like I'm old. And for our youngest to be 8, and then we have one going to college, I'm like, we done. We gonna be empty nesters soon. Child, please. We're not. So that it's just like, and then other situations we had a child pass away. So I think all of this was kind of overwhelming to me, and I just was going about it the wrong way. Yes, this did get dark. I'm sorry.
It's okay. But at least I'll give a precursor.
But I think I was just lashing out different ways. I was lashing out at you, and probably low-key going into a depression because it's just a lot. And it's just shocking that, I'm having another child. So I think, I realized I need to make some changes and prepare myself. Yes, I know how to be a mother. I know how to take care of a child. I know how to, I know how to do all that. It's just surprising. It's weird. It's just surprising. And it's kind of scary, even though I done had how many children?
A lot?
Yes.
You ain't having more than some people.
But still, I know what I'm doing, and I know what to expect. But I feel like this is our first.
I understand.
It's just a weird.
I'm happy to hear you say that.
Oh. I'm sorry to get dark.
No, you didn't get dark. You released. And I actually feel like you're okay.
I think it's getting better.
Yeah, because you were mad. You were.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I'd have recorded you. You are different.
Yeah.
And just.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're different.
Yeah, I had to realize that Jesus trusts me with children for some reason.
You know they're going to get fed.
Well, here, I'm going to just give her another child because this one won't starve. So, yeah.
Yeah, you're different.
Yeah, I had to realize that. I had to realize a lot. So, yeah.
Oh, well, amen, somebody. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I mean, saying that, I'm sure it took something for you. Oh. I'll help you.
I got a fan of my balls.
Lordy, I'm over here fanning. But I'm
blank real fast.
I'm proud of you for saying that, because that came out of nowhere. That was shocking to me.
Oh, okay.
Honey, you deserve a kiss for that. PDA. I'm proud of you.
Okay,
I'm proud of you. I really am proud of you. That deserves a pat on the back. But before we get out of here, let's go ahead and talk about some things we said to our. I guess you just answered your heard it all before to yourself.
I think I did. You go ahead.
Mine would be putting off new projects. You know, like it seemed like I have been to school for a while, but it's like now that it's over, it's like I'm shocked almost. Like, oh shoot, what I'm gonna do now? And so there's been a couple of things I've had planned, and I kind of put those off until I finish school. But now that I'm there, it's not telling myself I'm gonna wait and do it later. I can't do that no more. I've heard that before. I've said that before. I can't do that no more. I have to change the pattern, and I need to put my foot to the pedal and mash the gas and do what I got to do. And so I can't tell myself the same things and keep doing the same things and expecting different results.
Right.
You know, so my plans are about to come to life. You guys have to just tune in to see some of the things that I'm putting together. And I think it's all going to be informative, and it's going to be filmed, and it's going to be some stuff that I think you'll find pretty interesting. And that's my thing is I've heard it all before. I can't tell myself the same thing over and over again.
You have to change the way you think.
You have to change your thinking. Everything starts with a thought. And, you know, some thoughts are not good, and some ideas are not good. Like that smoked mullet that guy cooked.
He don't play.
He don't play. He should have kept that idea. But I encourage everyone to think of some things that you heard before. Think of some things that you said to yourself before and you haven't done, that you haven't acted on.
Yeah, I have to say this. Just like the pastor said Sunday, some people be blaming the devil. Sometimes it's not the devil, it's you. And it start with the way you think.
Everything starts with the way you think. You have to change your way of thinking. And those thoughts, take those thoughts, put them on paper. I seen this somewhere. Ideas turn into thoughts. Thoughts turn into goals. Goals turn into some type of way. I shouldn't even say it because I can't remember how it goes. But anyway, the basis of that text was when you have a plan, write it down. Once you write it down, it'll become a goal. Once it become a goal, then it will be an accomplishment. So I would say if you have something, quit telling yourself the same thing. If you're in a relationship and you heard some stuff before and you feel bad about it, you pretty much know what the outcome gonna be. If you're in a personal like friendship with some people, don't give up on them.
Right.
I think that's what I learned from that.
Yeah, because people go through stuff. If it was you, would you want somebody to give up on you?
Right. I don't know how to wrap the one up about work because don't let
Just
them
know that you're working for the glory of the Lord.
Amen.
And be thankful for your job because it's hard. It's hard. I got to put this out here. Paige went for an interview and she talking about it was an old guy there. I mean, he looked like he was old enough to be my granddaddy. It is hard. It's hard. She was like, he wanted this job, honey. It is hard.
Yeah.
It's hard out there. People need jobs. People are willing to do whatever.
Especially in this area.
Yeah.
And
it's
you
hard
think
to get
about
jobs.
how hard it is to get a job here. What if you go in a bigger city?
It might be a little bit easier.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's more. They don't have to fight with students.
Yeah, and that's well, I don't know because I went into this establishment where we get our pizza from. I hardly see students in there. It's
working?
Yes.
Oh, okay. But look, what time was it? You have to think about that. What time of day? They gonna give those hours to the older.
Oh, yeah, but when I normally go in there, it's students.
Oh.
But you know, it's weird when you go somewhere that's not a college town and you go in an establishment and it's older people working there. Like, this is weird. And living in a college town could distort your view of how you see yourself. Because you still, like, everything is so young and moving.
Yeah. It is.
Shoot. I just thought about that. Like, I'm like, man, I'm almost 40.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you are.
That's just clicking to me.
Yeah. See, you so delayed. I been knew that.
You know, I ain't gonna end it on a dark note. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it, man. Hey, buddy, I'm not gonna do it.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy. But I think that's all I had to say. Just pay attention to the heard it all befores. You guys know where you can reach us on Facebook. Where they can reach us at, honey, on Facebook?
Cruger's with a C.
What about YouTube?
Cruger with a C.
What about Apple Podcasts?
Which one is that?
Cruger's with the C.
Cruger's with the C.
And what would we like for them to do on Apple Podcasts?
Like, comment, and evaluate. Rank. What?
Leave us a 5-star rating.
Yeah, there you go. 5-star.
Leave us a 5-star rating and drop a comment. And where else on SoundCloud can they reach us?
Cruger's with a C.
Bingo. You have any closing remarks for benediction?
No, I don't.
All right, I think that's good. I hope that you guys enjoy this episode. And listen, if you could just share this with one person, and you'll help us get our message out. So until the next time, I'm Marcus.
I'm Shelby.
And we're Cruger's with the C.